that are really working on that project, while for solar it is a large organization, but it's a large group of people that is working on it, and it's backed by a really serious organizations and companies. So for the enterprise way of doing things, I would rather prefer.
So the really nice thing about dependency injection with the container, and especially that you can basically override and inherit from all
to conclude, repositories support some kind of open search API,
you want to extend
and
somehow
it is planned to make in search engine API.
That's my point of view.
Oh, okay.
We need to discuss what really needs to happen there.
But
the normal layers are enough, because Solar obviously, for example, supports facets and highlighting, project term suggestions.
It's already in the public API with features.
But this is based on the contents repository, right?
Yeah, sure, it's in the content repository, because in the future we don't want to separate this, because the content repository is responsible for fast searching and for these old features, and so there is no reason for have it separated. It is an own service. You have a content service in the repository, and now we have a search service in the content repository.
And it would also allow for raw queries. Sometimes just the API is not enough, so if you want to do raw queries, will be possible then too.
No, not yet.
It's using criterions which abstract.
Yeah.
Does it make sense to create a repository of all things of Solar? And to use search?
To me, it does make sense as long as you have a real persistent repository component or storage mechanism beside. Solar is still meant as a search index. So as a kind of a slave storage, there are functions that make it really nice to do that. Then it makes sense, but I wouldn't trust it to be my main storage.
Well, we do that as well. For example, some navigations will pull straight out of Solar instead of a database for performance. But we still have it obviously in the database as well. But we will pull it straight out of Solar into search and sample.
Of course, I think YAML files are compiled.
There are two things.
After this,
So we are almost using it like the NoSQL model.
Yeah, but many partners are doing it right now. I know.
What's the limits on Solar? Why?
When you first request
because it's not a safe place to store data.
No ACID compliance, for example. No ACID compliance, for
First
example.
dump the configuration of the raw parameters into the next
But if you have your data managed somewhere else, you want to import it in Solar, integrate it, and then switch to the next topic, then it becomes, of course, very interesting.
Yes, for example, one experiment is to use simply a CouchDB for having the documents in, and then you can take the change stream of CouchDB and pull it on things in Solar, for example. So then it's also done automatically, so you have not to care about bring the things there, and then you have the management of your data in CouchDB with special views, so you can do the normal business logic, and every time it comes to fast search, you go on. And this, and I think this will happen anyway if we begin to make a prototype for an NoSQL database. Then it will be done in this way. if it's a MongoDB or a kind of other,
Yeah.
we have to decide. But
Is that going to be flexible, which NoSQL database you can use, or will there be a
no,
chosen
I think you have to decide on which one you want to write the storage engine, of course.
Yeah.
Sure. But for example, if you use CouchDB, you definitely have a need for Solr or like something, or Elasticsearch, because otherwise the views will explode. And you have no chance in a generic model to find attributes.
Yes.
And therefore it is necessary anyway.
Maybe you can comment actually what is the roadmap for 5.1 regarding the search stuff.
I think we will
already of the interfaces or not?
we now have a prototype for the Solr, for the search engine, and I think we will stabilize it. So that we so that we have in 5.1 hopefully a legacy storage engine with the integrated Solr. And this is also because of the field types. We now have a SPI for field types, and we extended this SPI all for the indexing stuff. So you don't have the two places. If you make a new field type, you have two places. You have also configure Solr and make things there. And this is now unified. So if you write a field type, you have also to ask him what to index and so on. So that you can do in the field type. So it's better separated. And therefore we have a prototype already. The prototype was done to check if the interface is correct. I think we are on a good way there.
I'm just looking for a simple one. Yeah, for example, this
Okay. Any more questions on the easy publish 5 and search then? Not easy find, but search.
Solar components in Symfony?
Good question.
I think there are.
This one, yeah, I've seen one, but I think most people use Solarium, which is an external library. It's pure PHP, also object-oriented.
But I think there will be there has to be custom, published custom Solr-find stuff anyway.
So
Won't be enough to just use another extension or bundle.
this is how it's made the repository. So this one
No,
is
yeah,
made
of course,
factory.
everything is domain specific for easy publish should have its mapping into
So basically this is what is the compiled container. So
What was the question?
this is the get method.
There's the bundle for Symfony for
Yeah, there is a solar.
You see the first sentence. If it set this service's ID, because you always need an ID to the service, just return it. And
Questions?
that's what I wanted to show.
Development for the latest one, right? Development of pretty much stock community. And I guess that brings up the question of archiving. So a couple of years ago, we were told that we were going to go down that route for archiving, using Solr and archiving. I know we stopped work on that, and we're relying on the future of EC5 for that. Is there going to be any efforts to look into an archiving solution for these legacy installs?
Yeah.
For legacy?
No, but the easy publish 5, if you think of having just archiving as a functionality as a use case, the title. No.
The closest thing right now would be UnConf Sessions, but I don't know if that's
But I think in P5 it's very easy to make an archive solution. because you can use multiple repositories.
Yeah, but
If you want to.
you need to write it on top of the public API.
Yeah, sure. You have to write it on top of the pub as every extension, and if you see an archiving solution as an extension, you can simply use the public API and then pull content objects out and push it somewhere else. So
Yeah, so basically what we would need is to move it out directly redirect in a new location because then you need an instance